And hello to all my Taurus friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for February 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a storyline spread. It is a very large spread. It casts a very wide net across all the different Tauruses. It tells a bunch of different stories, 3, 4, sometimes 5 or 6 different stories for different Tauruses. The whole idea is to find the story that's right for you. I have had people tell me in the feedback that multiple stories sometimes do resonate, and that's very possible. But at the same time, it's really all about finding the one. So let's find the story that's right for you, Taurus. It allows me to be quite accurate because we're all over the place with all of you. We got a bunch of Tauruses tuning in. So let's get right started, get right to it. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time. Now I'm going to bring you in so you can watch. These are my ritual cuts. Basically cut the deck into 3 different pieces, put it back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And then they're ready to run. Do that with this deck. Come on. There we go. And here we go. The storyline spread, I like to start with 5 cards, and I expand it out from there as I need to. Gonna need to keep going. Are we off screen yet? Okay, coming down here. Okay, there's my end. Now I got to get pairings. Standalone, this is going to go here. I'll move everything to get it in camera so you can see it much clearer. But for right now, here. All right, we'll put that down here. We're looking at 5 different stories. 5 different stories. That's what they want. That's what they're going to get. I just moved that off screen. Now this is where it's going to get a little crazy with cards because, like I said, storylines are very big, very, very big, Taurus, and it's going to get messy. It's going to get off screen too, but I'll do what I can. I'll do the best I can. The main thing I wanted you to see was the main cards. That's the bulk of your reading. This stuff is a little bit less important. This is just details for me to, be able to give you some sticking points, more or less. Okay, so that's everything there. Now I need to count my inverts. I don't think we have that many blocked. It looks pretty clean. Yeah, that's going to be read just the way it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we're good. Okay, so that's all set. Now I just need an angel for every story. Gives us a little bit more information. Okay, that's everybody. Probably not on screen, but like I said, that happens. Try to move it there. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Let's get to work. Lot to talk about here, Taurus. Lot to talk about. All right. Now they also wanted no extra at the end of your reading when that happens. That's usually because there's a lot to cover here, and that is certainly the case, let me tell you, because my table is full right now. Very, very full. Making a little bit of rooms just so I can see this more clearly. That's good. Hit that last. All right. I'm going to start with the small one. We're going to just kind of hit it and go. It's short and sweet, basically saying that for some of my Tauruses are extremely bored or discontent with something that's going on, and it's something you feel very deeply. I have cups, and then I have more cups. Cups in tarot are emotions, very much emotions, something close to your heart, or emotional draws and stuff like that. You're getting bored, or you're just not content with the way things are going, or maybe you want things to go a little bit different. That's what they're showing here for my Tauruses in story 1. If you're not one of those Tauruses, the story is just not for you, so just hang in there. They're talking about an imbalance with social health here, social emotional health. This comes in as a problem on one end of the spectrum or the other. Let me give you both examples because it is a general reading. We have a lot of Tauruses tuning in here. This is bubble energy. If you're looking for messages that are private, personal, specific only to you, I do offer those on my website, scottsagent.com. Now, one scope of the 3 of Cups, blocked or inverted here in my case, is that you're doing too much social. You're going out, you're partying, you're spending too much money. You're out just blowing it, or just having too much fun, right? Too much social. On the other end of it, it's not enough social. It's saying that you've almost been a little bit of hermit mode, a little bit to yourself, isolated, a little bit loner energy, and that you really need to open this up, because either end of the spectrum is not the healthiest place to be. They really want you to find a nice, comfortable place in the middle there. And they're interestingly enough, they're telling me that a lot of you who are vibing with what I'm saying here, if this really resonates with you hard, they want to give you an outlet. They want you to consider writing. This is a card that I don't see come up very often. This is my creative writing card from Archangel Gabriel. And it's basically saying make time to write down your thoughts, either in a journal or a pen, article, write articles, or blogs, something like that, or even a book. Basically what we're getting at is the writing aspect. Doesn't matter what part of writing that you do, even if it's poetry, etc. All these things would be a very, very good outlet. Some of you could get very, very interested in something like that, and that's really what they want you to do. That's their suggestion here for story number 1. So there we go with that one. Let's move into story 2. We'll go right in front of me here. Story number 2 is talking about a decision that has just been made. A lot of Tauruses have made very major decisions here in the beginning of February. This could even be toward the end of January. But they're saying, for the most part, this is where a decision has already been made, not that one needs to be made. It's saying you've already done it, so here we go. You've already blown the horn on this. They're saying that it's causing some turbulence here, this decision. It's causing a little bit of, I call it stick fights. Spirit does too. They're basically saying that this is like, it might not feel like a stick fight. It might feel like a major fight. Very, very likely it may. But it's not worth ending a marriage over, ending a friendship over. This is just not worth it to you. And this is usually equal level fights too. So it's like you and your spouse, or you and a sibling. This is usually not you and a boss. It could be you and a coworker, but not you and a boss. Or not, if you're the boss, it wouldn't be you and somebody lower than you at work. So this is equal level arguments, fights, stuff like that. Now they're saying that for some of you, this decision has been a bad one. I have the Fool card inverted, that this is a bad decision, maybe one that you regret, or something like that. But at the end of the day, they're saying that it's really time for you to own up to this. So I don't know if some of you have been either almost like kind of just denying it, or disregarding it, or maybe not taking it seriously, or what, but they bring up the leadership card here. So they're really telling me to tell you that, you really got to own up to this, be a leader, step up, assume this position, and help guide others. So you're very much in a boss position here. Even if it's your bad decision, you might just be dealing with somebody else's bad decision. I'm not really sure. In a general reading, the context is large. So that's what comes up there for story number 2. Very interesting. And like I said, the advice there is that leadership, really owning up to it, really being accountable, or holding the person who's responsible for it accountable also. So there we go. There's story number 2. Story number 3, and then we're going to hit the moon cycles. This organized a little weird. Make sure I'm seeing that right. Okay. This is very much a message here in story 3 for my couples. They're letting me know the Lovers card comes up here. So this is for my Tauruses that are coupled up. If you're a Taurus single, probably not so much for you, unless they're talking about somebody that you're really coupled up with that's close to you, like a friend or a family member. Stuff like that can come up. But for the most part, we are talking about relationship or like romantic partnership here. They're talking about a big, big, big fight here. War and chaos, or may not even be a fight, but just a conflict of some form that you guys are going through or have to deal with. It's the war and chaos card. It's just like it describes. It's just a big mess. Things are blowing up left and right. It's just like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with all this stuff? They talk about an inaction here. So if you're thinking about acting, Spirit is saying you might want to just pull back a little bit here. Let's wait. Right now is not really the time to act, especially time to spend money here, if you know what I'm talking about. Here in story 3, they're basically saying inaction with money comes up very strongly. It could be health, but mostly it's money. It's a pentacle that comes up. It's the Knight of Pentacles inverted, basically telling me in action with money. Or I would just slow down on the actions with anything right now. Right here, just for February. Not forever, just for February. It's there's a lot to do with younger energy is coming up here in story 3. So I don't know if they're talking about the kids or want you to pay attention to the kids, or just me bringing it up brings your awareness to the kids in the month of February. They're either a focus or something like that. And you could be the kid. If they're talking about your parent or something like that, you could be the child. They're talking about a generation gap here. Also mature energy. It comes up very much to be the bigger person, be the high road, take the high road. Don't let other people drag you down to their levels, all that kind of stuff. We have an angel therapy card for the angel oracle card. That tells me basically to give your cares and your worries to the angels. Let them take the burdens off you. They're offering their assistance here. Long story short, that's what it is. It's saying, we're here to help. You're not all alone. We're not leaving you off on this island all by yourself. If it's too much for you, give it back to God. We'll take it. We'll make it easier. We'll help you. We'll guide you. All those kind of things. So very good things there in story 3, despite of course the conflict. But all that stuff is usually temporary. It's not like it's usually transitory stuff. So don't let the little things beat you up, even though it might not feel little. Before I get into story 4, I do want to give you guys the moon cycles. I am moving into the moon card. So let me give you guys the moon cycles right now. The very beginning of February 1st, we have the new moon. That is the energy to bring something brand new into your life. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything new can present itself very good at the beginning of the month, also at the very end of the month, because March new moon energy comes in at the end. The middle, not so much. Don't do anything brand new that you're adding into your life in the middle of the month. It just won't work out as good. Now, the middle of the month is perfect, though, to get rid of anything. Whether it's people. For some of you, it's people. Some of you, it's stuff. You got to sell stuff or repurpose stuff or clean out a closet, clean out the attic, the garage, stuff like that. Or, even break a bad habit. Anything you're getting out of your life. Emotional baggage, all these things. Place is very good in the middle of the month. February 16th is when we have that full moon energy. It doesn't have to be on the 16th, just anywhere right in the middle. So there's your moon cycles. As we get into story 4, like I said, the moon card pops up here. So this is a very kind of... Things are a little bit unclear right now for my Tauruses here in story number 4. You're not really sure which way is up, what you're looking at here. They're letting me know that your prayers are being answered in ways that you don't understand. They're bringing up claircognizance here. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your ideas. A lot of you are going at this a little bit blind. They show me that in this next card here. It's the 8 of Swords. It's a little bit constraining, but it's a break from that. It's moving into a better area. It's getting more freedom, getting more mobility. And what that means specifically to you is going to be different for everybody. But that's what the card represents. It represents, getting more freedom, getting able to get around and move around more. It doesn't tell me what area in your life this is. For a lot of you, this could be love, because I have the Page of Cups coming in next. That is the love messenger. So love message is coming in very, very early in the month of February. This is a love correspondence of some form. It may be relationship like love type love, or it could also be family or close friends. All those exist in your love corner. Anybody close to your heart. So that correspondence comes in. Let me give you a couple examples of things that could be. That could be like you going on a date with somebody at the beginning of the month. If you're single, if you're in a relationship, for example, that could be moving things to the next phase of the relationship. A correspondence coming in that's saying, hey, you got approved for this apartment. You and your partner are moving into an apartment together, something like that. Or it could just be a love correspondence from a family member that maybe you haven't heard from in a while, calling you up February 6th or, whatever date. So all these are love correspondences, basically what I'm getting at here. It can present itself in a wide variety of ways, but the key part there is early in the month, early in February is when that comes up. And I lean back to paying attention to your thoughts, ideas, and your prayers, and your dreams also. Very much in story 4. As we get into story 5, story 5 is one of the larger ones I have for you guys. It is they start with stagnation. Things are really hung up here for some of my Tauruses in story 5. Things feel like they're just not moving at all. And they're basically saying that there is a purge that has to happen here, like a cellular level purge. I have that represented by the death card, inverted. So it's saying that a purge needs to happen so that there is so that something dies here. So it's like a death. And I don't mean that in any kind of negative way. I look at this as like a clean slate, brand new. They're basically saying you can't go half measures with this. You got to go full all the way. So you can't, for example, if the purge happened to be talking about quitting smoking, you can't just have a cigarette once in a while when you go out with friends. You can't have one on holidays or special occasions. They're saying no. This is a complete cellular level purge where nothing can exist from before. That's what they're talking about in this not the breakup, but this hang up that they're talking about here in story 5. They're saying that a lot of you have learned enough lessons here to move forward with this in a positive way. That's very, very good. It's important to learn from your lessons. Otherwise, they keep repeating and cycling back. They're saying you don't have to do that. It's like you're to the point now where you can just kind of handle this. It really feels like a bad habit. They did not come in and say that, so I don't want to tie it down too tightly to that, but very, very much learning from your lessons, moving forward with the lessons you've been taught and that you've learned. They're saying some of you are having a hard time here balancing two different areas of your life. Usually this is love and work, but it can also be health can pop in there, or finances. It's basically doing this. It's a balancing act between these two different things. And they're saying that this could be a very challenging month for you guys to balance these two things. So just keep that in mind. Knowing that things could get out of whack, you can kind of manipulate it a little bit better. Let's say, your workload is heavy. Again, they did not say that. I'm giving you an example. Let's say your workload is heavy. It's taking energy away from your family. Well, knowing that that's coming, you can kind of recognize it when it happens instead of just not realizing it or not being aware of it. And that way you can just kind of see it happening and then just do whoop, put the energy back into the family, spend more time at home, despite what's going on at work, and find ways to do a nice balancing act between two different areas of your life. They're saying it's going to be a struggle in February. So knowing that struggle is coming is half the battle, because then all you got to do is see it, recognize it, and then react accordingly. They show nurture here. So very, very, very motherly energy coming up here in story number 5. They want you to nurture yourself the same way that you would a child. So really just self-love. Take care of yourself in February. Good time to like have a spa day. It really feels like very much like taking care of yourself. And this may not be physical. I just gave you an example of something that's physical, but this could very much be emotional or even just mental. Maybe just give yourself take a day off work and like do nothing or something like that. Really cater to yourself. The same way that you would take care of somebody else that you love, do the same to you. That's what comes up here in February. They're both important right now is what they're saying, nurturing other people and yourself. So it could also be other people. I gave you all the examples about taking care of yourself, but really you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of other people. Because if you're a hot mess, let's face it, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody. So start with you and then go from there. So that's what we have for story number 5. Good stuff all around. Just a lot of information. You can tell they're being quite chatty with you guys here, Taurus, and that is why they wanted no extra at the end. I can completely see why. So remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. I do these every single month. Please remember to sign up for the newsletter. It's at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. You get promo codes to save money on readings. You get the updates. I just send one email a month. Super easy to do. Bottom of the website, scottsagent.com. Sign up for that, and you're all set. So that's going to wrap us up for here. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Take care.